So there was already the Data Protection Directive in the European Union, which basically has the same stuff in it like the GDPR, just an update. The difference was there were no sanctions. No sanctions here, so no fees, just let's say 100,000 here, 200,000 there. So the cases in the last years, Facebook had to pay just pocket money. Nobody cared. So the next step then, okay, here update process is needed because of all these new digital connected services. So there was then, okay, in 2012, the Parliament was ready to publish here the General Data Protection Regulation as a draft. So this was draft past the EU Parliament. Then we had again kind of a negotiation phase called a trilogue in the European Union. So you have to take all the stakeholders into account here and negotiate on this. And this negotiation, there was an election in between, it was already dead. It was already dead. Well, then we had Edward Snowden. I have a little shrine at home and every night I thank you, Edward. So this because then actually there's also a little movie I can recommend, Democracy, which shows and it's a documentary about this process at the European Parliament, at the Commission, and all these stakeholders. Very interesting. Seeing all these influences, all these kinds of lobby things. Excellent movie. So okay, 2016 then, finally then published because of this acceleration here. Acceleration after another 4 years. It has been published, May 2016. And then again, okay, there was then this application phase, but then 2018, okay, enforced. Okay, also data protection officers of course know that automotive industry is pretty conservative. So if you buy a car today, don't expect that this is GDPR compliant. It has been designed 5-6 years ago. And even cars in 3 years, I would say probably not. So I try to influence decisions that maybe in 5-6 years, so the next generation of new cars is considering that. Actually, I had a plan here. There's an excellent episode from The Simpsons. I can really recommend. It's in the season 30, the latest. It's episode 5. It's on self-driving cars. A must see. I think we had some kind of copyright issues here. We couldn't show it here, but do it. A must. Yeah, and then now we have 2019 and I'm asking OEMs, for example, hey, I don't mention any brand, but hey guy, how about when can I buy a GDPR compliant car? Yeah, when can I expect? I mean, Continental is a tier 1 supplier. And we rely on getting requirements from the car manufacturers. And then Continental consider that, and that, okay, dear customer, we will implement that. And I can tell you there's not that much about data protection now in those requirements. Not that much. Some of the OEMs think it's a legal problem. So we can solve it legally. But how is this supposed to be? I mean, it's in the future, because this is not the intention of the GDPR, it's not like that you buy a car and in your contract on page 10, in one of the footnotes in font size 6, it's explained that after you sign your contract, any kind of data will be sent to anybody. No, of course not. The intention is that you have the possibility to configure your privacy settings at any time. Because if I am here in the smart city Munich and tomorrow I drive to the smart city Ingolstadt and I would like to change my settings. Because here I enjoy some of the mobility services that maybe in Ingolstadt are not provided, or I don't trust Ingolstadt for some reason. I don't care. I just want to have the choice. And this needs to be implemented, realized in future cars in some kind of interface. Human-machine interface, designers here already, a brilliant field. Because it's also not like that when you drove through a smart city, that each and every smart traffic light, are you ready to share your data with this traffic light in front of you? Yes, and 100 meters up, are you ready to share? No, of course not. I don't want to bother the passengers, the drivers. Of course, we need to find strategies.